like what we were talking about. It's like just talking to someone. You know, when I first moved to Washington State, the day after I moved to Washington State, I met my best friend. We've been best friends since day one. I've been in Washington, and that brings us to the next photo that you see on the screen there. The girl in the picture who's turning around laughing, that is my best friend. That's Haley, and then her boyfriend Derek. Those two are my Washington family. Those are my older sister and my older brother. And Derek got introduced about a year and a half ago into my little like family area. But Haley's been there since day one. She's been through all the ups and downs. She's been through. The reason why I really like this photograph is I captioned it "Laughing in the Wind," and the point about laughing in the wind is at some point you have to look at what's blowing at you, and you just have to kind of laugh at it. You go, it's like, is it really that ridiculous that you're going through life and you have this thing that's chasing you, you really can't get rid of it? At some point you have to turn around and you have to laugh at it, because it's like, that's kind of funny that's just following me around. But when you take a deeper dive into it, if it wasn't for Haley and Derek, I don't know if I'd still be around. And I mean that in a very serious way. So I took this photograph. This is around, I'm going to say, the end of April 2020. So this is pretty early on into the whole lockdown area. And they said, hey, we're going to come up and visit you one of these days. So they came up, and we walked around Seattle, took some photographs, and it was really nice just kind of getting out of the house and doing something different with some people I hadn't seen in a very, very long time. Before I moved to the house, Haley and we were living in the same area, and so we saw each other a lot. But when I moved to Seattle, she moved off to another location, and we didn't see each other at all for months. And so that's why this photograph stands out to me. This is the first photograph I ever took of them. And in fact, this photograph is actually taken moments before one of my favorite photographs, which I've taken of 2nd Avenue. That is the first photograph I ever edited with Greg. That was the first one I ever edited on Adobe Photoshop. We probably spent, 40 minutes?
No, we spent like probably 45 to an hour.
Yeah, on that photograph, because like I was still learning Photoshop. But we go again to the talk to people. And one of the great things that I love about Haley and Derek is Haley knows me extremely well. And she knows that when I stop doing a certain thing, which is telling my ridiculous dad jokes, that there's something that's going on. And it's really important to me that I had someone in my life that was like that. So that's why that's one of my favorite photos ever.